angels. It's Sunday night. Sunday Evening Spectacular is underway. Tonight, I know something's going on. We're calling it the Directorial Glaze. Have a look at the thumbnail tonight. Some love for the thumbnail. Do you see who's in the thumbnail? Have you figured out what we're gonna do tonight? We are gonna take on and shine a light on and drag those who fall under the directorial glaze. Think you have an idea what I'm talking about? You probably do when you see who's in the thumbnail, right? We have our old friend Ari Aster. We've got Ryan Coogler and the man of the moment, Zach Cregger. What do they all have in common? They're all hella overrated directors. And this weekend really brought this to the forefront for me after seeing this reception for Weapons, which might be the most overrated film in the history of this town. A film that sold for $38 million in a bidding war between Warner Brothers and Universal. I told you guys, after sitting through Weapons back on Thursday night, I'm going to start writing a horror script. And guess what I've been doing over the past 48 plus hours? Writing the genesis of a horror script that's better than Weapons. I'm not kidding, guys. It's not hard. It's not hard to do this, because when you watch a film that's as disjointed and kitchen sinked, right? Now, that's my term. Do not be stealing my kitchen sink term. As you guys know, everything but the kitchen sink. Well, in the case of Weapons and Sinners, and I would argue Eddington as well, you have three films that are kitchen sinked. Everything is thrown into the film, and you're led to believe that it's brilliant. When in reality, anyone who watched these films knows none of them are that, but yet we are told that they are. Have a look here at the Rotten Tomatoes score as of this moment. For Weapons, it has dropped, but it is still at 95%. So just 5% of critics that are tomato meter recommended or registered or approved, only 5% had the guts to say this film doesn't work, it's disappointing, and I give it a rotten grade. Nope, only 5%. This should be closer to 50-50. I don't think it's the worst movie ever made, but it certainly isn't at a 95% recommend level, which is what the tomato meter should be, right? A thumbs up or a thumbs down, ultimately. And for me, it'd be thumbs down on Weapons. Even though there are elements I like, there is the genesis of the story that I adhered to early, right? You know, we talked about how much I love the idea of missing kids out of a classroom and where'd they go. And then you watch the film and go, what? $38 million for this shit? Look, you don't believe me? Here it is. $38 million. And when Universal / Jordan Peele lost because they didn't pay enough, I think it was like $7 million under, so they only wanted to go 31. He fired his managers. Jordan, hire your managers. They made the right call. Now, box office tells another story. This film debuted at 42.5 stateside, 70 million worldwide. So we're already at pretty much a 2x multiple. This can be very profitable again, just like Barbarian was Cregger's first film. And this town runs on that, right? It runs on, have you had a hit? If you had, you're the golden boy or girl. And Cregger is. But I think it's pretty wild that we're sitting here pretending that Zach Cregger has made a great film. I'm sorry, is there a film from Zach Cregger that I am not aware of that's a masterpiece? Does he have a third film that I didn't see? Was it from his comedy troupe way back when? Did he do a short that was a masterpiece? When he was an actor in teen films? Was that one of those a master? I don't know when it happened. But apparently it did. Because you've got people like, oh, look who's here tonight. It's our boy Sean Fennessy. The biggest fraud into space. Also, you know, I really spend a little bit of time listening to this and watching Sean. Sean, can I just give you a real quick piece of advice? Go to the gym once a month. Just walk in and maybe move a weight. That's all I'm at. Just to start. Okay, Sean? Do me. Oh, Weber, you're being mean. Oh, he's the chosen one. Oh, yeah. This guy is the film Twitter god. You all worship him like he is the most knowledgeable person to ever set foot on the earth when it comes to film versus a shill. Let's listen to him talk about, first of all, weapons and why it's we go to the movies. And guess who comes on the podcast? Are you shocked? The guy that he's praising.
And the way that young children intersect with this kind of psychotic nether region.
Listen to this shit.
Feels like there's something going on there, too.
This guy makes me want to literally projectile vomit across the microphone and my screen in front of me. This guy's so pretentious and doesn't even know what he's talking about. What a combination, man. At least if you watch me and you're like, that guy's a loudmouth. I don't agree with him. He's opinionated. He's brash. I think you know I know what I'm talking about, and I've proven it over and over and over with evaluations like a Babylon, like an Everything Everywhere, like an Anora. This guy called them all great. Because that's all he does. He glazes directors. Here comes Zach Cregger, everybody. Do you think Cregger's going to come on if he said something like I said? That weapons is hella overrated? You can't even bring him on. That's why we're the gold standard, and this guy is the fraud of frauds.
Conversation. It's obvious that Prisoners, the Denis Villeneuve,
we talked
Roger
about
Deakins.
That Thursday, dude, but it's not nearly in the same vein, which is what the problem with this film is. It should be. It should be dark and depressing. And instead, it's goofy with that drug addict robbing places and going to the pawn shop. It's terrible. This film in the back end's one of the worst things. I'm telling you what, once anti-witchcraft shows up, are you kidding me, man? You guys think that just putting a bunch of crap in a movie makes it good. You got to learn the power of discernment. When's he going to bring Cregger on? I've heard enough of this. Here he comes. Here comes Zach Cregger.
Zach Cregger is back. I'm so excited. We're here to talk about weapons. This is very exciting, Zach.
I'm so excited to be here, man.
They're all excited. Fennessy said he's excited twice. Cregger says he's excited. Are you as excited as I am, as they are? We all are excited. Oh, shit, I just lost the video.
We have not talked about
I have to watch another one.
Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg run the town.
God, hold on. Give me a second. I'll find it.
Well,
damn it. Good thing my search history didn't
Jack
come up.
Yelling extremely loudly.
Is this it?
Is a big influence on this
Here
movie.
it
You can hear
comes.
Zach talk about that as we get further on. Zach Cregger is back. I'm so excited. We're here to talk about
when you
weapons.
do a live show.
This is very exciting, Zach.
I'm so excited to be here, man. I really enjoyed our last conversation, and I was hoping that we'd get to do it again. And so this is a treat.
So I read that Weapons was written before Barbarian.
So just quickly, I'm not going to keep going. This is like, I can't even. do you think that our boy Zach Cregger would come on my show after I said what I said about that film? Wouldn't that be awkward? That's the thing about our boy the fraud. Sean the Fraud Fennessy, right? A love alliteration. It's perfect. But he knows that for these directors to come on, he's got to say, "Oh, you're so great. Your movie really made me think. You are a hell of a talent, Zach. Can I glaze you some more?" Because that's what you have to do. You got to glaze everything these days. Hence our stream tonight. The great glazing of directors. Overpraising and overvaluing the work of certain people in the space because they may have had a quality film in the past. You go back and you look at a Fabelmans, right? Watch my reaction to Fabelmans from over, 2-3 years ago now? I nuked it because it's not good. But if you listen to people like, I'm sure, Fennessy, and others, name someone, you're virtually going to hit them, right? Just blindfold yourself and throw a dart. You're going to hit a critic who said Fabelmans was great because Spielberg is great. Well, wait a second. That doesn't work like that. You do not ever value a film or anything in this world based on the past. You value it on now. On now. I'm starting to sound like Stephen A. Smith. I apologize for that. But I mean, I'm animated. This guy is saying that these people are great because I want them to come my podcast. And again, with a Zach Cregger, why is this guy getting so much attention? His movies are making money, but it's not like they're great films. What world do we live in? I feel like often we live in bizarro world. I really do. I feel like we live in a world where hype and PR and bullshit spin gets people to think propaganda like that something is great. And you buy into it because Sean Fennessy says he's great. Why do we do this? Look at Ari Aster. Look at A Beau is Afraid, right? Let's go to the Rotten Tomato meter on that. 68%. If this is from any other director, it's at 0. 68 for Beau is Afraid? Unwatchable. Especially on the back 2 hours of that film. Waterboarding is preferred to this. And it's at 68 because Ari Aster is a genius. Now, the difference between Ari Aster and Zach Cregger, Ari Aster actually has a great film, and yes, it is Hereditary. Cregger does not have it. Barbarian, a film that rips off Don't Breathe, and many other films. And then Weapons, Magnolia-esque, Prisoners-esque, goofy comedy. Come on. There's nothing that he has so far that's great. But now that he has 2 hits, and I can't argue that, he's going to make whatever movie he wants. And then next time around, guess what we're going to have to deal with again? We're going to have to deal with our boy Fennessy and others just like him, the Glazers of the world. Not the Brian Glazers. The critic Glazers. He's so great. Will you come on my podcast? I really want to worship you. You earn it. Now, there are directors that I have glazed. Okay? Todd Field. I glazed him in person. I know this sounds like not right. I really shouldn't say it the way I am, but it's true. I did. I glazed him because I love Tar, and Tar is a masterpiece. Okay? Tar, you're going to put Weapons and Tar up against each other. I don't give the different genres. Are you kidding me? There's no contest. Don't play that game with me. So Todd Field deserves to be glazed. Ari Aster deserved to be glazed for Hereditary. Ryan Coogler deserved to be glazed for Fruitvale Station. But not for Sinners. I mean, you look at Sinners. What's Sinners at? Like 97 or something? Let's see. Let's go look in the. I'm going to go 97. I haven't looked. 97. So 406. Only 3% of critics said it's not good. I would definitely give this a rotten. But the thing about this is that it's a dangerous film to give a rotten to, right? Because you're going to be viewed as racist. You're going to be viewed as not understanding, whatever it may be, which is, by the way, if you ever say that in this area, in this space, if you ever do that to me, you're instantly gone. You're never coming back. And you are a wholesale piece of trash. 100%. Anyone who does that. Because Sinners is a mess. Period. And I would say the same thing about Sinners if it came from a white director. Like, what are we talking about? But that's what happens. And people, especially critics, they're aware of that, right? Oh, I better watch it. This is from a woman director. It's from a black director. I can't go as hard. But I'm not going to play that game. Never going to play that game. Because this is all about merit. I don't give a shit about the color of your skin. Why do I care? Why would I ever care about the color of your skin? It's the content of your character, my friend. The content of your film, not the color of your skin. So that doesn't even enter into the evaluation. And I don't care if you've made 50 masterpieces. Film number 51 starts at 0 on the grading scale. Not at 10, not at 20, not at 30, not at 50. Half these people in the space starting to think at 90% already. Look at a Megalopolis. Let's see what that's at. Again, what happened with Megalopolis? Unwatchable film. Okay? Listen, of all the films I've discussed tonight, Megalopolis is by far the worst. If this 45%, how in the hell is this even at 45? It's one of the worst movies ever made. It should be a 0. Not even 1. It should be a 0%. Not one critic. Oh, wait a second. Didn't someone say we should see it twice? What is it? The New Yorker. Oh, my God, the New Yorker. Who writes for the New Yorker? That's a big publication. That's a vaunted, prestigious publication. Who says we should see this movie? Let's look at... Oh, my God. It's our Pulitzer Prize winning critic, Justin Chang, who says not only is this a very good film, you should see it twice. If I was a Pulitzer Prize winning critic and I uttered that phrase that you should see Megalopolis twice, and this is captivating. You see, do you read this headline? This is Justin Chang in a nutshell. I see this guy out here. This guy is literally talking to an audience of chin-stroking knobs. He doesn't appeal to anybody. And by the way, he has fake Twitter followers. Oh, go run him through the fake followers. He has like 150,000 followers. I hate to tell you this, Justin. They're fake. Run it through. Justin Chang has fake followers on Twitter. Isn't that kind of a problem if you're a Pulitzer Prize winning critic to have fake followers on Twitter? I would think that's an issue. Run it. Go check it out. Movie critics don't have 150,000 subscribers, especially Justin Chang, who tells you to go see Megalopolis twice. Go run it. Someone run it for me. I haven't done it in years. He has so many fake followers. It's crazy. But listen, as a journalist, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Roper get in trouble for that? He had a bunch of fake followers, and he got really in trouble. Go look into it, guys. That's your job. Listen, I don't care about a super chat. I don't care. Go look into it. You tell me. If I'm wrong, you tell me. Come tell me. Run this test. But this is the world we live in. Well, listen, I'd love to have Shia LaBeouf on. That dude is unhinged. He would say some shit. He and I would be like fast friends. I heard he's a real dick, though. I really did. I heard from someone who knows the thing that guy is like, wow, next level shit. Okay? But he is brash. He's outspoken, and I think he has a pretty good idea of what works. So, I mean, right, there's two different things. We talk about it all the time. Two different, you can evaluate, you can have a skill set in one area and be a total asshole, okay? Right? I mean, listen, go back to, I say it all the time, a Chris Benoit, arguably the greatest technical wrestler of all time. He killed his wife and his kid, murdered him, but still, as a wrestler, one of the best. You see, this is what we have. I know that's crazy when you think about it for a second, because at first you're going to say, I can't do that. You can do that. We can do that. It's possible to do that because they're not the same. We can separate. Okay? It is what it is, man. It's true. You guys know I'm right. It might not be PC to say. It might make you a little uncomfortable, but what I just said is true. Okay? So when you look at Shia saying it's bad, it's a terrible film. Guys, I sat through this at the IMAX in Burbank, and I had to escape. I had to get out of the room. It was unwatchably bad. Okay? I can't even tell you half of what happened on the second half of this film because it was so unwatchable over the first 45 minutes. You're like this. It has no single element of greatness. There is no element of this film that reaches greatness. Not cinematography, not score, definitely not screenplay, not direction, not performances. Everyone's doing something different in this thing. And what do you look? You have nothing. You have nothing. It's all horrible. So you got Chang here saying it's great. It's crazy. So why do we think this happens? That's the question to you right now. Why do you think that we do this directorial glazing where someone has had success in the past and or is the it guy or girl, and now this person is considered one of the greats or someone that we have to pay attention to? It doesn't register with me, especially when you do not have the resume to bring to the table. If you don't have the resume, then what are you out here? Who are we talking about? Okay? I've been doing this over 10 years. If I've been doing it for like 2 months and I came out here talking the way that I do and the way that I do about film, you guys be like, this guy, but the fact is you're in the game. I've been doing it. I know what I'm doing. You listen to the evaluations. I'm fair. I am fearless and talented, and I take people to task, which most people do not like in this space. They're very non-confrontational. They don't want to upset the apple cart. Oh, God, that's so bad. But, right, you don't want to rock the boat. Another terrible one. You just don't want to stand out. And most critics fall under that umbrella because they're going to get in trouble with, scary film Twitter. Oh, is film Twitter coming with their rainbow-colored hair? Are they going to come? Have they decided what shade that they're going to have their hair today? Because that's the first thing they have to do before they bother coming after me. Film space is full of weirdos, man. I'm here to tell you. I don't care. My stream, I'll do what I want. You guys know I'm right. Weirdos. Not you guys, but there's a lot of them, man. I go to the AMC 16, I look around, I go, man, damn, man, there's some weird-ass people in this place. Because you guys know I don't just do this. I like to go out, play beach volleyball, go to the gym, go to the movies, do things. Some of these people just live in their house the whole time. They don't go out. It's weird. I need Man to make a great film like Collateral. Good luck. He's old. I mean, listen, Kevin, he is not ever going to do that again. I mean, you watch Ferrari, a film that will put you in a coma, a film that is nothing about it is spectacular, not a single element of it. The direction is very pedestrian at best. So what are we talking about with a Michael Mann? We're talking about a guy who's 70, is he 80 now? And he wants to make a Heat 2 at the budget that they're trying to get, $170 million. There's no way in hell I'm giving $170 million to Michael Mann to direct a film after watching Ferrari. You know, the end of the day, we talk about this all the time. It's not ageist to say this. When you get older, you are not the same person. I just sat through Freakier Friday today, a film that I actually didn't hate. We're talking about here in minutes. I'm going to give you the evaluation. And Mark Harmon's in it. Mark Harmon's my favorite. Summer School, one of my favorite 80s movies. But Mark Harmon's like really old now. He's like an old dude. He's not the cool young teacher guy in Summer School. You just change. When I'm 80... I'm getting close. And I'm doing this stream, it's not going to be the same. I'll be slower. I'll have more gray hair, and I can't camouflage it anymore. Right? It's just the facts of life. As you get older, you get slower and all these things. And Michael Mann has lost the fastball, as we say. Guess who else has lost the fastball? Ridley Scott. Coppola has. Eastwood, I mean, he makes his films fast, but it's not like he makes great films. So you just look at these directors, Spielberg, Fabelmans. They're not going to be the same as they were in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s even. 70s, watch out, and then 80s. Come on, man. It's just not the same. You guys can't expect the same output level from a guy in his 80s as a guy that's 50. It's just, dude, 30 years, man. If you subtract 30 years from me, I couldn't even do this stream. Like, what am I talking about? I have no experience. I haven't even seen anything. You know, you have to have, you know, your space in life wherever you are, you know, is the time that you can do the best work that you can, especially if you're younger, you know. So listen, right now I'm probably at my peak. When I add another 10 years, me old, you know, and I might still be doing the stream. It ain't gonna be as good. I mean, it's not even good now. Barry Levinson, well, that way back when. That's in the, you know, first of all, we'll love Good Morning Vietnam. Robin Williams, one of the best performances, one of my favorite films of the 80s, right? You talk about A Good Morning Vietnam and that soundtrack. I had the cassette, ran it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, every song from start to finish. And those were all new songs to me because I'm a Gen Xer. It wasn't my thing in the 60s. But you look at Levinson, right? You just start to lose that fastball. You go back to Alto Nights, a film I walked out of. Listen, you know, you just don't. Age robs you of gifts. It's that simple. It really is. All right, guys, more comments in a moment. I do want to get to our MMT evaluation tonight. It is Freakier Friday. Yeah, I know. You're saying, what? Why are we talking about this? Because I went to see it and I didn't hate it. I know. We're going to watch trailers coming up. We're going to talk about Liam Neeson and what he said about actors being late to the set. We'll also have other evaluations tonight. We have a movie called Strange, not Harbors, Strange something. I forget. And we have Sketch, which is a family movie that really is a horror film. Here comes the MMT evaluation of Freakier Friday, a film that I'm not about to destroy. Here's 30 seconds of setup for Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan in the sequel to Freaky Friday.
We switch bodies. I'm literally my mother. And I'm the eldest? Just can't. Where does this go?
Having a stroke.
Girls, this is serious. We need to figure it out. Chill, okay? I am the adult here.
Doesn't look like it.
Here we go.
Disney's.
Yeah, let's go, everybody. It's Freakier Friday. I ran out of movies to see, so I said earlier this week I was never going to sit through Freakier Friday. You couldn't pay me to watch this movie. And then I had nothing else to see that was short and was playing at the time I wanted to go to the movie theater. Here's what I like about the film. It's overflowing with energy, as you can see in that quick little TV spot. I mean, this thing is just like a burst of gas. And for good or bad, okay, there are many times in this film that the laughs are cringy, that they don't work. But when they do, I chuckled. And it has a very light heart, right? We talk about dark and light films a lot. Not just about the subject matter, but about the actual soul of the film, right? So this film is a light soul film. It is fun. There are performances in this that I liked, especially Jamie Lee Curtis. She's just having a ball here. Now, one thing that this film does that the other one, I didn't even see the first one. I'm not going to lie to you. But all they did in the first one, right, they just swap mother and daughter. Well, in this one, you've got Lindsay Lohan gonna marry a British dude and his daughter from a previous marriage, and Lindsay Lohan's daughter, and then Lindsay and Jamie. There's 4 characters, and they all swap. So it takes a second to figure out who is who in the swap. But once you figure out who became who in the age swap, in the body swap, then the film kicks in and it works. And for the intended audience, young girls and women, older women, man, this screening tonight, I looked around, I'm like, damn, man, it's like the geriatric home came in here. It was like a matinee on a Sunday, but I was like, damn, man, I'm like the youngest person in here, and I'm not even that young. But it has some really just energetic, vibrant moments, and it's shot in L.A., which of course I love. They're at the Will Turn, which is where I saw the Midnight, really cool synthwave group. And you see all of these little spots throughout LA. One of the few films to shoot in LA over the past several years. It's over long. I mean, it's at 150. It should come in at like 140. I'd cut 10 minutes out of this. But listen, for what it is, I'm going to give it a B-. I did not hate the fact that I wasted an A-list on Freakier Friday, and this is why we have a B- score on this film, which you never expected, right? Of all the things you expected, you did not expect me to say Freakier Friday is a B- film. Well, guess what? It is. It is 100% just that. Honestly, from another era, it is. It feels like a 90s film, right? You have this, you got Chad Murray, whatever his name is. You know, the guy from the first one. He's in this. The film has songs that feel like they're from the 90s. It's just really fun and, again, lighthearted and good-natured and all the things that we just don't get a lot in movies. And for me to enjoy it, the average person who is just like a young, teenage girl, young woman, older woman, they're going to love this thing because you got the three generations. You got daughter, mother, and grandmother in this thing in the swap. I also like the dad, the British guy who's a chef. He's strong. I don't know where I've seen the guy, but he's jacked. He looks like a gymnast. There's a joke about that in the film. I like him. I could see him going on to bigger things. Things that he could end up being like a co-star in a film. So he is something to take away from this film. So all in all, listen, no, I am not going Mount Fillmore to pick up chicks. Okay? If Elizabeth Olsen was in the audience, I would have lingered after and waited till she walked by me. And then she'd say, I have no idea who that is. But I'm just saying that I would have done that because Elizabeth Olsen is mint. What do the kids say? She's hotter than hell. What do you want me to say? All right, let's watch a quick trailer because I need a quick break. This is a movie I've heard a lot about. I have not watched it yet. This is the new trailer for Rental Family, which is Brendan Fraser, and it is Searchlight, and it's looking like an awards film. It's going to drop in the awards window, which is this fall. I have not seen the trailer, so it's time to do the trailer for Rental Family. I react appropriately here as I see the need. It's time to watch Rental Family.
The market here isn't the same anymore. It's half the rate, twice the work.
Okay, I'm already in because he's an actor, an out-of-work actor. Any film about this town, about the people in this town, I am all in on. So here, I'm ready. I'm ready for this film.
But I got you a gig and the pay is actually pretty good.
What's my part?
First of all, let's talk about Searchlight. Searchlight is a studio that will always get their film in the best picture mix, okay? Go back to a Poor Things. You go back to a Favorite. You go back to last year, the Dylan flick. You look at their success record, Jojo Rabbit. They know how to get films into the best picture lineup. So this should be taken seriously based on the slate that you're seeing in front of you right now alone.
So, what do you think we do here?
We sell emotion.
How?
We play roles in the client's lives. Parents, siblings, boyfriends, girlfriends, best friends, and help them connect to what's missing.
I'm just an actor. I don't know how to help people.
What I'm offering here is a chance to play roles with a real meaning.
What do you need me for?
We need a talking white guy.
Okay, cute.
This girl.
Is this the guy who does that show on Netflix? What's it called? I forget what it's called. You guys help me out. I think that's who this is, the director of this, the creator of the series on Netflix. You guys help me out, whatever that's called.
It's a father.
Hi, Mia. I'm your father.
I'm your father.
Hello, Mia. I'm your father.
I hate you.
I like it already.
He hates me.
I really
That's
do.
what being a parent is. You could live in this country for 100 years, and there will still be things you want.
First of all, a film set in Japan. Lost in translation, right? You think about that. Fish out of water, different country. I love Japan. I really want to go there. I have made it my life mission to go to Tokyo. I never have. I really should. I'm here in LA. A flight to Tokyo is easy. I should just go, right? If I am not here for a few days or a week, I went to Japan. Just know that. You can check my Twitter. You'll see it there too. But I'm over there. I'm in Tokyo. I'm going to see some of the J-League teams and collect jerseys over there. I have quite a few J-League jerseys, and those are expensive, by the way, guys. J-League is the Japanese football/soccer league, and those jerseys are expensive. They cost a fortune to get over here. So if you ever see me in one of those, and I have about 10, those are like $200 each. Easy.
And understand.
Why do you do this?
Sometimes the story we tell ourselves becomes the truth.
Beef. Yep.
To her parents, you are her husband. These people look at you like they've been waiting for you their whole lives. And what you'll discover is that they stay with you.
All right, I'm in. I'm sure there's one more joke. I'm not going to watch it because I don't want to ruin it when I watch the movie. Okay, so let's just go over how this film is going to be a big impact player when it comes to the Oscars. I mentioned Searchlight off the top, okay? I am betting, I don't know for sure because I haven't looked at the Toronto lineup. This is probably going to play Toronto, is my guess. So Toronto is the big film festival along with Telluride, and you have Venice, the three big fall film festivals. New York has one, but those are the three big awards festivals. And you really want to drop, Toronto has proven in the past to be very successful for films that win the People's Choice Award. Last year, it was Life of Chuck, which is not a great film. So it shows you how bad last year was, right? If Life of Chuck, I don't think it's terrible, but not a great film, it wins the People's Choice Awards. In the back of the past, Jojo Rabbit and many, right, Fablemans, I believe, won there. You look at the People's Choice Award, that ends up doing very well when it comes to the Oscars, okay? Life of Chuck's not. Life of Chuck's going nowhere, okay? It's not worthy of going anywhere in the Oscars. Plus, it dropped too early. It really should have been out last year. I don't know what Neon was doing. I don't even know why they bought the film, except it won People's Choice, probably why. If this wins, we're talking about a bona fide contender, but just forget all that. Even if it's not going to Toronto, which it probably is, I'm just saying, if it's not, Searchlight will not be denied. Look over my shoulder. You can see up above me, Nightmare Alley, another Searchlight film they brought in very late. Nightmare Alley is a film I love. Okay, I've seen Nightmare Alley, the original version and the black and white version. Okay, oh, what a film, right? That is what I want to see Del Toro doing, not Pinocchio. Okay? I like the artistry of Pinocchio. I don't want to watch Pinocchio again. I don't want to see Frankenstein again. I want to see more Nightmare Alley. But look, Searchlight is the real deal. And you need to remember that whenever you're talking about a film like A Rental Family, that is a huge part of... Yeah, and listen, I'm going to be straightforward with you too when you look at this, Kevin. Searchlight rarely misses, right? As a studio, if I see Searchlight, I'm going to say we have a winner, more than likely. Theater Camp is a film that I liked a lot. Gone Girl, do not tell me that's not a good film. Very funny film. I liked it. Good comedy. Very underrated film. Theater Camp, Searchlight. You know, look, go over all the Searchlight films over the years. They rarely miss. Focus is another one of my favorites. A24 is much more hit or miss, and Neon is very hit or miss lately. Okay, so if you were to ask me what studio that is an artisanal studio, a cinephilic studio, right, not really a mainstream release, Searchlight would probably be number one for me, even though I would say that typically Searchlight is not going to be as niche, right, as an A24 or a Neon. That's almost how it goes on the grading scale. Searchlight, then you go to Focus, then you go to A24, then you go to Neon as far as how you wrench and crank that niche meter. You know, you go all the way to niche to Neon, and you bring it all the way back to sort of niche on the adjustment knob, right, on the modulation, and you get a Searchlight. Theater Camp's great. It really is. Mr. G, it's a film that I came out of and I had a really good time with. And that's where you got AO coming out of, right? When I saw that film, I go, she's great. Playing that deadpan. She's teaching. She knows nothing about what she's teaching. Wow. that was her standout. Like, that was her moment. And here she comes. And now she's in everything. So you look at Searchlight, it makes me very excited to see this film. Let's watch one more trailer back to back, and then we'll get into another evaluation because I need a break. The evaluation takes more work than these. I'm just riffing, right? These things are very easy to do. Let's watch Ella McKay. This is from James Brooks, right? Okay, let's watch this. Another wannabe awards film. Let's watch. I have not seen this. Listen to this voice, though. Have you ever heard this voice? I listened to the first couple seconds of this when I was queuing it up, and I was like, oh my God, that's...
Hi, I'm the narrator. I'm here to provide facts about Ella McKay. I've worked for her ever since she finished law school,
Yes,
so
Johnny.
I'm not exactly neutral. I'm nuts about her. This is how it started.
Oh, well, of course, Gracie Films, and of course, you hear Marge Simpson, and then you see Fox / 20th Century. So another Disney film here, Searchlight, part of Disney as well. So different studios, but still under the same Disney umbrella.
Aunt Helen, I have a ridiculously serious problem, and you're the only one I can tell.
I'm about to add to your problems, Ella. Your father's here.
I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis just elevates everything, right? Look at Freakier Friday. If you take her out of that film, I do not recommend the film, is my guess. Because she just elevates everything. Every scene she's in is made more fun by the fact she's in it. That is what a difference maker is in any film, and Jamie Lee Curtis is just that.
Why?
We haven't seen each other in how long? You don't know either?
Eddie, you promised not to be yourself.
I'm a different person now. I met an incredible woman. Oh! No. The way I've never in my life felt this way about any other woman.
Not sold on this trailer so far. I'm 40 seconds in, and I'm just not. The pacing's off, everything. I mean, this is the film, I can tell, but let's just continue a little longer.
Jesus, Eddie!
Oh, God, I wasn't counting your mother. She's in a completely different category.
And
Right, any trailer that lingers on one scene and drags it out, typically I'm not going to be part of. I want it to move. I want it to go bang, 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 bang. You know, one of the best trailers ever is the Joker teaser trailer, right? They're both great, but the first Joker trailer that we got, and I might even watch it later just to show you guys what a, lights out trailer. And again, 28 years later this year, another tremendous trailer, is they show you the film, but they don't give you the film. This is giving me an entire scene right here. Not a fan of that.
just say that you are truly blessed if you have never experienced other people's normal, happy families as a small stab in the heart.
You're 34. You just became governor of the state you were born and raised in. Are you thinking about your mom? Yeah, me too.
I mean, listen, these are the films I like to watch, though, right? Grounded, human. This is the stuff. Even if I don't like it, I'd still rather sit through this than watch... What was something I hated lately? Superman.
Your father, your brother, and your husband. Where is she?
Can I tell her what it's about?
It's about how she ruined everything.
All right, I'll tell her that.
The ticking time bomb in your life.
You didn't want me big sistering, but what happened to that great girl?
Susan, would you?
Hey, look who it is speaking to theater camp.
Be my girlfriend.
A lot of time has passed, and we've been with other people, or not.
You can use a scream. Scream!
All right.
I would agree 100%, Kevin. She should not have won for that. I mean, Everything Everywhere, the fact that it has as many Oscars as it has. Criminal. Honora, Criminal. Okay. Who was one of the first people to say Everything Everywhere is hella overrated? Yours truly, look it up. The Daniels even responded to my tweet when I said this movie's overrated, and then he deleted it. Oh, A24 and the Daniels, I've had it told to me many times, are not thrilled the way I dragged Everything Everywhere. But isn't it funny how years later everyone's coming around to where I was? That's the thing, is we're always on the vanguard. I'm always ahead of the crowd because I don't follow the crowd. That's the difference between me and your boy Fraud Fennessy.
No, no, I might not be able to stop.
It's too bad I was going to join you.
She's now like the star of the film, right? She gets like top billing.
Hi, Ella here.
Hi.
I'm Helen McKay. Please excuse the way I talk or act.
Families, huh?
Absolutely.
Again, I still would rather watch this. I don't think this looks like this is going to be something I need to worry about for award season. But, again, my wheelhouse is grounded human films. And any time that I get that, then I'm going to be into it. Look at Weapons, okay? Let's go back and talk about Weapons quickly because I did, as you guys know, drag the film. The moments I like in Weapons are early on. When you talk about the missing kids, you're talking about her story, her trying to overcome the tragedy of the kids, her involvement. That's all great. It's grounded. It's so strong in the beginning of that film. And then Weapons comes undone over the long haul, especially when we get to the druggie. I mean, that should not even be there. I'll tell you what, anyone who says Weapons is a great script just based on the drug dealing, pawn shop wheeling loser. That's like, dude, I mean, if I wrote that script, I'm going to tell you right now, if I wrote Weapons with that character that's in that movie, the druggie, going to the pawn shop, and then the end scene of him getting thrown all over the kitchen, I'd be embarrassed. I really would. Even if I sold it for $38 million. You got $5 million plus the executive producer and writing money. So probably 10 or plus million on that. But if I wrote Weapons, I'd be embarrassed of that screenplay. Dude, how wouldn't you be? The druggie's fucking terrible, you guys. What are we doing, man? Why don't you guys call this out? Do we want to do sketch or do we want to talk about Strange Harvest? You get your choice right now. You get either Strange Harvest or sketch. Come in real quickly. We're going to do one or the other right now. We'll probably do both because I have to do both tonight. These are the evaluations we'll do live. One is a family/horror film. That's sketch. And the other one's a straight horror film called Strange Harvest. You guys come in right now and quickly we'll get the votes in and we're going to do it live. I'm going to queue up the one I think you're going to pick. I hope you guys pick this because if not, I got to load the other one. Get ready. Screw it. You guys, no, Kevin, Strange. I'm going to go with Strange Harvest. Here we go, guys. Kevin, we'll get to sketch. I promise you. Okay, here it comes. This is Strange Harvest, which is a faux documentary about a serial killer. Let's watch. It's a minute long. It'll be a great taste of the film, and then we'll get into it. It's showing once per day at AMC. That is how hard to find this film it is. Let's watch some of tonight's MMT evaluation number 2. It's Strange Harvest.
This morning, a horrific discovery was reported to police.
The human mind is very adept at finding patterns in things, even if they aren't there. The simplest explanation is usually the correct one. But sometimes, it's actually the strangest.
A grisly crime scene has police on high alert in Arlonzo tonight.
A gruesome discovery was made of a human head. This guy was a true believer.
We are begging for you to help us. Please, somebody.
I looked at my partner and I said, oh my God, he's back.
Almost there. 10 more seconds. What the hell is going on here? I never watched this. What? Oh, they're making this symbol. Okay. There it is. Okay, so think Zodiac meets Saw meets faux documentary. And I like the idea of this fake true crime doc with the detectives that were on the case of the Smiley killer. I forget what he's called. The Shiny, Mr. Shiny. So Mr. Shiny's going around Southern California, San Bernardino, which is out east here in LA. And he's been killing people since like 93 in the film. And it has the crime scenes and news reports, and then it flashes back and forth between the two detectives. So the idea is cool. The execution's okay. I think what you have a problem here with, without question, is these over-the-top performances. Both detectives, the dude and the girl, are both too freewheely, right? They're not as buttoned up as you typically see in a documentary. They're supposed to be detectives, and instead they're dropping F-bombs, and they're just too loose. And they say some things in the dialogue that just is like, why is that in there? So the dialogue needs to be rewritten. Both detectives need to be grounded more. But I do like the idea of Mr. Shiny terrorizing this community over the course of 3 decades or whatever the time frame is here from 93 to 2025, essentially. You look at, or was it? No, it's 2010, whenever it happens in this film. You look at the Problem with this film, another one, is that the killer's identity is released too soon. Okay, they reveal it in the film who the guy is, and I'm like, why didn't you keep it as Mr. Shiny that way with the mask, and then at the end, here's the guy we're going after? Instead, they say, here's the guy, Leslie Sykes, and now we know who he is, and we still can't find him. I don't like that choice. It also needs to be constricted. It needs to be tighter. Even though it runs at 135, bringing it at 120, it just really repeats itself. And you're like, okay, I got it. Saw documentary. 68%. I'm giving it a thumbs down. Not the worst, but definitely not something you need to seek out. For sure. On this. And good luck finding it, by the way. It'll probably be on streaming before you find it in a theater. Let's do the sketch, and then we're going to open it up. And we will do whatever you want to talk about. It'll be like the free flow section of the show. Let's go and do it quickly. Sketch. This won't take long. This is.
That's a thing, right?
Hold on. Stop. 29 seconds is perfect. Sketch is the latest from Angel Studios. Angel Studios, same people that brought you Sound of Freedom and a bunch of other faith-based films. This film doesn't really have a whole lot of faith base to it. In fact, I would argue it's a horror film. And I'll tell you why after we watch a quick scene setter for Sketch.
That's always kind of been her thing, right? Drawing?
You know, feelings aren't bad. You could have let that anger sit inside of you, but you didn't.
She's working through some stuff.
You're not an evil person just because you drew some pictures.
I saw an eyeball with legs,
Yeah.
all right? When do you see that?
And there it is, Sketch. So this is a kid's film, or is it? I'll tell you why it's not a kid's film. Let's talk about it. It does have solid effects for the budget, right? This is not a big budget film, but you have all of these drawings from the little girl coming to life as they overcome the grief of losing their mom. Tony Hale's the dad, and they move in with the sister, and that's basically the film. But for what it is, with these cartoon creatures coming in, kind of like that movie If, which wasn't good. This is better than If, but I don't think it's great. But I'll tell you what, it's creepy. This is like one step from horror. All you have to have is one of the kids get killed, and it's a horror film. I mean, it's that close. It's got a real ominous feel to it. Like, all of the creatures out of this girl's sketchbook are like demonic. At the end of it, there's this creature with like a hoodie on with these scary eyes. And I'm like, if you take a kid to see Sketch, they're going to be screaming. They're going to be like, Mommy, nightmares for like months. Mom, why'd you take me to see this horror film Sketch? It's way too intense for kids. What are you thinking, Angel Studios? Not happening, man. If you got little kids, do not show them Sketch. They will not sleep for a month. But I do like Tony Hale. He's fun. He's from Modern Family. Is that right? I never watched that show, but I believe that's what the big thing he came from. I got to tell you, you guys ready for a little bit of divulge, a little secret that I'm going to break out here tonight? I said I'm going to write a horror film. No, I am writing a horror film. Guess who's going to be in the horror film? Tony Hale. Oh, yeah. As soon as I saw this, I go, this guy would be perfect in horror. So it's happening. This is, and it's going to be better than Weapons, everybody. No, I'm not kidding you. It's perfect. It's perfect. Tony Hale in a horror film. I'll let you know. I can't say anything beyond that, but the bidding rights start at $10. I'm not going to get a war between Warner Brothers and Universal for my spec script, but I can tell you it's going to be good. So that's what we have. Thank you for watching Sketch. And I got to, come up with the genesis of my idea here. 70% is our score. It's a C-. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's terrible, but it's definitely not for kids. So there's our 3 evaluations tonight. Anything you want to talk about, I'm pretty open. I do want to throw out one thing. We have a cinema champion tonight. It is Liam Neeson. Why is Liam Neeson our cinema champion? Because of what he said. My voice is changing because I'm about ready to burp. There it is. Look what Liam Neeson had to say, and you'll see why he's our cinema champion. He talks about actors being late to the set, like The Rock. Remember that story about The Rock? He sometimes doesn't even show up to set until like the last minute, or he's like, I'm working out, I can't come. So what does Liam Neeson say? He says he hates actors who come to set late and says, I would never work with those people. I hear disgusting stories about actors and actresses who are very gifted but show up on the set 2, 3, 4 hours late. I think it's insulting. You have a crew of like 60, 70, 80 people, which is exactly what we talked about when we talked about The Rock story, sitting there waiting for you. The very least you can do is give them the respect of turning up on time. Exactly. Amen to that. Liam Neeson, you're our cinema champion here tonight. I mean, how does The Rock even justify showing up late? And I know The Rock has responded to tweets. He knows who I am. He's responded to a couple of my tweets. He has some idea. So if The Rock's watching, Rock, don't do that anymore. Don't be a dick. You're bigger than me, and you would beat me into the ground, but don't be a dick, okay? Just because you have hundreds of millions of dollars doesn't mean you make everybody on the set wait around for you. Just like Liam says, dick move, dick move. All right, I'm open to comments here. We're at 55 minutes, so we're almost up on an hour. I'm not going in 2 hours like I did the last time. This is going to be in and out. This is it. No, 1 hour tonight, and I'm out of here. Open comment time. Let me pull it up, make sure it's here. And anything you have, I'm going to pop up. It's going to be me and me alone. Let me hit this. Hold on. Wait a second. No, it's the wrong one. This is what happens when I have to produce it all by myself. Here it is. It's the comment blast closeout. You guys ready for that? Let's do it. Let's get ready. And let me find tonight's song, and I'll play it in the background. It is Frida's Something's Going On. This came up on like an 80s countdown I was listening to, and I was like, whoa, cool. I forgot all about this. No, I'm not. That'll get me in trouble, Coach. Although I appreciate the super chat. It'll get me in trouble because it's probably copyrighted. Like, scenes are a problem. I would glaze Adriana Chechik. Yes, 100%. We talked about that, Kuzma. I can't believe he just said I glazed. Yes, though without question. Without question. You know that I'm the only person get away with this. Do you think someone else could even say that in this space and get away with what I just said? No, I never. Because you guys could actually see me glazing her. Oh my God, the critic who said it's the best. These people are clueless, man. You got to remember, the majority of people in this space are really bad. Sorry, I say it all the time, but it's true. They're really, really terrible. That's being kind. They have no talent. And the worst is, imagine having no talent but thinking you have talent. Like, talk about a combination that's, like, destructive. That's what we live in. We live in a world full of people. Yeah, Carrie Condon should have won that. Good call, Mr. G, on that Oscar that Jamie Lee won. Dude, this world is full of people that are frauds, that don't know anything, that pretend to be something. You know, I look at the fitness space all the time, right? I see all these people that hide behind avatars talking about, like, getting in shape. I'm like, you motherfucker, you don't even roll out like me with a six-pack. Like, I don't even do that. I'm actually the guy, and I don't do that enough. Imagine being, like, so delusional that you think, like, what are you doing? You're not even, like, in shape, bro. What are you talking about? People are weird. Listen, in life, you got to prove your shit. You do not get to earn anything without earning it. You have to get out there and do it and prove it, man. You don't just show up and start talking shit. What fucking world do you think we live in? Oh, that's right. We live in the world of bullshit. That's why. We live in the world of directorial glazing. We live in the world of Zach Cregger as a master. It's unbelievable to me. I don't know. I don't know, Wild Man. What is this new horror film? I don't know. I haven't looked at a lot of the news lately. Destructive. Well, the thing is like I said, the problem is that we just live in a world full of frauds and people that are under-talented for what they actually bring to the table. I mean, guys, we talk about it all the time. I go watch one of these streams, right? If I go watch, like, what's her name? Deep Focus Lens. Dude, how does that have even 5,000 views? 1,000, 500? It's not good. It's not compelling. I mean, if this were like a network show, that would be canceled. They wouldn't even put it on the air. What I do, they'd put it on the air. They'd be like, this is crazy shit. It's like late night TV. This guy's like Morton Downey Jr. But that's the difference. I know I actually bring something to the table, and you guys know it too, and so does the haters know it too. And that's what I love. I'm not going to get into one of the haters. I was going to just go off on someone tonight. I'm not going to do it. They're not worth it. You're not worth my time, man. You're not worth my time, bro. It's not. I'll be at the gym killing it because one of us looks good shirtless. I can promise you that. So that's what I'm going to focus on here. But yeah, no, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, the age restrictions. I saw you saying that, Jacob. I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. I don't want to be digital ID'd. I don't want to be digital currency'd. I don't want to be anything like that. The new Morton, yeah, probably. The movie Morton Downey Jr. I do need a cigarette. So it's all good. No, how funny. Look at this. I don't know if this person's a thing. Look, cheap viewers on stream. First of all, let me explain something to you. I don't care if I have no one watching, whoever this is. I don't care. Like, that's not... Why would I buy... That's so crazy. Let me buy some people to watch my stream that are a bunch of bots. Sorry, we'll be passing on that. Stockholm's going to be on your theme mail. Probably. I could have put Jordan Peele on that. Easy. But, I mean, I think I like a lot of what he does, but he has not made a great film. Jordan Peele's not made a great film. No. Nope. It's almost like they're versions of, like, Cregger's like a version, right? Shelby Oaks. Well, listen, I don't know. It looks very generic. Looks super generic here. By the way, tonight's kit is Stoke City. Stoke City, as you guys know, the EFL Championship. EFL got underway this weekend. Stoke with a win. It is a nice nighttime patches. Look, see the patches? Patch 1, patch 2. I told you guys, I'm not going to roll out of here with a jersey, a kit that doesn't have all the stuff. If it doesn't have all the stuff, I don't want it. Is it the one the players wear on the field? Okay, then I'm going to be down for it. If it's missing any part, I don't care if it's a little label, I don't want it. I'm very particular, very anal about that. If someone, listen to me, if someone says anal in Czech, don't do it. Stop yourself before you send it. You're about ready to type that. Do not type, I said anal in Czech. Don't do it. Stop yourself. Would Fennessy ever talk about this? Of course not. He just wants to glaze directors. He doesn't want to glaze Adriana Chechik. Which one of us is more in the right? Exactly. I just sit here and riff with like songs in the background. That's what do the show. By the way, look, this is. I want some love for the thumbnail tonight. Come on, guys, some love for the thumbnail. I make these myself, so you guys need to give me some love. It's just, you know what? Oh, we're into like the repeating version of this thing. Neon's like, why did we buy this? Neon's definitely going, why did we buy this? I can't wait for Shelby Oaks too. It's going to be a great stream. If it's good, I'll say it's good. You guys know that. It does sound like, you know what it sounds like? It sounds a little bit like, well, not Lost in the Shadows, but yeah, this preceded Lost Boys, but it does sound, I had that CD. I listened to the Lost Boys soundtrack like over and over. People are strange. And then obviously, what else is in there? That's the Ian McCullough song. Lost in the Shadows. Good time. Good time tonight. Oh God, so good. What a great thing. Grace is not hotter, Jacob. That's it. We're done. Stream's over. We're not talking about Grace Randolph tonight. Peace out, guys. See you back here Thursday. There goes